Everybody turn and face this way. We'll be starting in just a second.
Welcome and thank you for joining us today. Today's memorial we're here for today's memorial because we are a space education school and because we've developed a relationship with NASA over the years where moments like this must be noted. Being a school that specialized in space education for 20 years, today is a somber day in space history where we will commemorate pioneers in space exploration. Today marks 35 years since January 28, 1986, when 7 astronauts on the Space Shuttle Challenger lost their lives during an explosion 73 seconds after takeoff. The Challenger explosion is an important date in many educators' minds because it was the mission where for the first teacher, Krista McAuliffe, would have gone to space. We will also memorialize those astronauts who lost their lives during a rehearsal for the Apollo 1 mission on January 27, 1967, and those who died upon re-entry on the Space Shuttle Columbia on February 1, 2003. We are here to honor their sacrifice.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the national anthem. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
January 20th, 1986, a day that will live in infamy. This day, the Challenger launched from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station with its 7 crew members inside. 34 years ago, on this very day, at 11:38 a.m., the Challenger lifts off the launch pad and into the sky, over the Atlantic Ocean on its way to space with the whole world watching. But 73 seconds into its flight, the space shuttle suddenly broke apart, which resulted in the 7 passengers' death. The 5 of them being NASA astronauts, and the other 2 being payload specialists. Some of the crew members aboard the shuttle were said to have survived the initial breakup of the shuttle, and the rest passed away instantly. The wreckage of the Challenger itself was retrieved along with the remains of the 7 crew members after a long process extraction. One of the crew members, named Krista McAuliffe, was about to make history. She was about to be the first civilian to ever step foot into space. She was a teacher at a high school. The Challenger's primary goal was to launch the second tracking and data relay satellite into space. Its goal was never achieved due to this disaster. Despite this tragedy that took place, we the people should never forget what an important sacrifice the crew members of the Space Shuttle Challenger took in order to bring their universe to our door. Today we honor the 7 crew members who lost their lives in the Challenger Space Shuttle disaster. Ellison Onizuka. Gregory Jarvis. Judith Resnick. Michael Smith. Dick Scobie. Ronald McNair. And Krista McAuliffe. Apollo 1 was the first manned mission of the moon landing program designed to test out the orbiting setup success. This launch was slated for February 21st, 1967, with 3 experienced crew members who died from flammable foam of the neonatum spreading the fire to the cockpit that started the fire on the rocket. Today we pay our respects to the sacrifice of the Freebirds, the astronauts, and that helped our advancement in technology and science. Now we listen in. Virgil Gus, Grinson, and Edward.
On February 1st, 2003, the Columbia became the second fatal mission to happen in the Space Shuttle program, the first being the Challenger in 1986. The Columbia was on its 28th mission when a piece of foam insulation broke off the Space Shuttle's external tank. The foam then hit the left wing of the orbiter. This has happened before, causing minor to sometimes major damage. This time, however, some engineers suspected that the damage would be much more serious. As re-entry began, the astronauts prepared for landing. The left wing's damage allowed hot gases from the atmosphere to penetrate the wing's heat shield. Because of this, the shuttle became too unstable, which caused it to break apart. Millions held their breath as the sky filled with fiery smoke. 7 astronauts died in this tragic accident. I will now list the names of the astronauts who died in the Columbia's explosion. David Brown. Rick Husband. Laurel Clark. Kalpana Chawla. Michael Anderson. William McCool. And Elon Rahman. It is in times like these when we often look back at previous events and wonder what we could have done differently. But it is now our job to look towards the future and find ways to prevent tragedies like the Columbia from happening again. And to the astronauts who died in the Columbia explosion, thank you for your service to this country and the world. You've inspired future generations like myself to look up at the stars and one day want to explore them. Thank you.
Throughout history, men and women have endeavored to explore new worlds. We come today honoring the memory of those who gave their life in pursuit of such things, as we look forward to returning to the moon and go forward onto Mars. We thank you for your attention and your attendance at today's ceremony, and hope that you reflect upon this solemn ceremony.